Looking. Third option. End zone. Caught! Gronkowski!
So it's been about 2 days, and Zach and I have digested Super Bowl 55, and I think it's time we finally talk about what happened. Zach, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Zach, I'm still kind of honestly in shock. I think I'm going to need at least another week to get over what happened Sunday. I just don't think either of us saw that coming, huh?
I thought that the Buccaneers were going to get 30-ish, but I don't think anybody expected the Kansas City Chiefs to be held to 9 points in the Super Bowl with Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
It was truly remarkable. And before we start, giving props to players, I think we need to take a moment and show some love to Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich, who totally out-coached Eric Bieniemy and Steve Spagnuolo. The play calling on both the offense and defensive side of the ball was spectacular for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, Zach and I watched this game together, and we were going to do a live reaction, but I was like, you know what, we're going to stay away from that. We're just going to kind of enjoy the game. We've done a bunch of live reactions for Bears games, so it's very rare that we can just kind of sit back and watch a football game. Zach, like you said, the first real takeaway was that Tampa Bay defense, and I don't think either of us have ever seen a quarterback pressured more in the Super Bowl, huh?
No, we saw a stat. It was Patrick Mahomes ran for 397 yards total to get away from the pressure. It's just outrageous the fact that Patrick Mahomes got pressured off the edge, in the middle, from the corners, everywhere so quickly. It's just, I've never seen anything like that.
Zach, the thing that confused me on that is, Kansas City had 2 weeks to prepare for that Tampa defensive line and the pressure they were going to bring with their linebackers. But it just seemed as if, from the opening kickoff, they stood no chance. Like you said, every single play, Patrick Mahomes was running for his life, making plays. Zach and I, there was 2 incompletions. It was like on the same drive where both of us looked at each other and said, that might be the best incomplete pass. That might be one of the best throws I've ever seen. The Kansas City wide receivers, the tight end, nobody helped Patrick Mahomes either. It was one of those games where I turned to Zach and looked at him and said, I don't think we'll ever see Patrick Mahomes lose like that in his career ever again. That was truly something special from the Tampa defense.
Yeah, you look at the stats, Tampa defense had 10 quarterback hits on Patrick Mahomes. Like you said, losing Eric Fisher is a big factor, and the Buccaneers only had 3 sacks the entire game. And Ndamukong Suh had 1.5, and Cam Gill had half a sack. So it wasn't that they were sacking, it was just the constant pressure and getting him out of the pocket. And I think that was Todd Bowles' plan. They knew that Mahomes was struggling with that turf toe, and they knew that if they could get him on the run, that maybe he won't be as accurate as he normally is while on the run. And it clearly worked to their advantage.
Now, 2 things, Zach. I don't know if you saw, but Patrick Mahomes is having surgery tomorrow to repair the turf toe. And then also, Zach, I don't think stats do the Tampa Bay defense justice. Like you said, only 3 sacks. But if you watch the game, you realize how impactful they were. As for on the offensive side of the ball, Tom Brady was Tom Brady. He made the throws he needed to make. Robert Gronkowski, Brady proved that they can not only do it in the AFC, but the NFC as well. I just don't think people realize how impressive it is for Tom Brady in his first year in a new system, right, with no training camp, with no preseason, nothing like that, to win the Super Bowl. It's truly, like they said, you can make the argument he's the greatest team sport athlete of all time, and I really, really think there's even talks of them retiring the number 12 across the league.
Yeah, you look at the way that Tom Brady went into Tampa Bay. Nobody kind of expected, they expected them to make the playoffs potentially and make maybe some noise. Nobody expected them at the beginning of the year really to go all the way. And it's not that they just had an easy coast. That Washington team, don't take them lightly. They were
fight, Zach.
Yeah. And I was with a 3rd string technically in Taylor Heineke. It was a great matchup. And then they go into New Orleans.
Go into the Superdome and beat Drew Brees and the Saints.
And then they go into Lambeau Field in the middle of winter and go against the MVP, Aaron Rodgers, who threw 48 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
And that defense shut him down.
And nobody gave him a chance, including myself. I said there was no way Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to go into Lambeau and beat Brady, and that's exactly what he did.
This Tampa Bay defense was built for a playoff run. I mean, that defense with vets with Jason Pierre-Paul and Ndamukong Suh, and then you have players like Winfield Jr. in the secondary. You have Devin White as a linebacker, and you have Vita Vea as well too, and Barrett. It's just all the weapons. Yeah, it's weapons all over both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and again, that defense played great. The offense scored 30+ points. Zach, for me, it's just going to be one of those Super Bowls that I look back at and think to myself, I still don't really know what happened that night, but I guess that's football for you, and that's the beauty of it. I still believe that if the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers played 7 games, if it was like a best 7, I still think that the Kansas City Chiefs would win the series, but that's the beauty of football. It's one game. And you know what? Congratulations to Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. His 7th Super Bowl, Zach. 7 Super Bowls. It's incredible. But make sure you guys do check out Zach. He is linked down below. Also, make sure you guys do check out our Instagram page. We have an Instagram where we post. Also, please make sure you do drop a like. Make sure you guys do drop a subscription. Let us know in the comments down below what you guys thought of the Super Bowl. Until next time, we'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.